Hello, everyone. My name is Lucy, and you're welcome to the Unraveled Closet. Okay, guys, if you're like me, if you've struggled about understanding men, and, standards or things that appeal to men, that's why we're here today. I'm 34, I'm not growing younger, so I really do not know what men want. It's a hard life there. We don't know if what we do, our aesthetics, our character, and things like that appeal to them. So, today in my studio, I've got two guests who are going to tell us what they think men want. We're hearing it from the horse's mouth. So, with me right here in the studio is Keston Ogana. He is a married man with a lot of experience. He has two kids and a very beautiful wife. Welcome to the studio, Keston.
Thank you, guys.
And so, with me from Scotland in Aberdeen is Faustin. Faustin is also experienced in this marriage business and women matters. He's married with a lovely wife and has a son. Hi, Faustin.
Hello, hello.
So, guys, right, we are here to talk about what you think men want. Now, I'll tell you my own problem or my challenge. I kind of think that, with this whole aesthetics going on, with this whole body enhancement, with this whole, you must have a cooking skills, I feel like the list for men is becoming too bulky. Or maybe we as women, we're not looking at it from you guys' perspective or men. So we really want to ask you this question, Kerstin, Faustin, right? What do men want in women? Like, what are you guys looking out for? Because we don't seem to get it.
Um, Easy way I put it is everyone wants us priorities. I'll put it that way. Everyone wants us priorities. And those priorities must align with his future because what you want in a woman is something you will be happy forever with. For me personally, I would say um, men want men want something or things that last forever. Yeah, last forever instead of the length you can stay with it. And that is why most times when women say body features and those things, most men look at it the other way. For me, my priority in finding a woman was humility. Humility in the sense that I wanted a woman that would honor me and take my word for it. So I went for someone that I knew that would be humble both in her background and when she comes to my life. And I will have no reason to think she's too much doubting my place in the family. So I felt humility was one of my biggest, and like I said, humility for me came from especially from background, not just me with her, from the background. I had to go back to the background she was coming from, to be humble background. And it was my very biggest push then. So like I say, and humility for me lasts forever. If when I up till this minute I'm with my wife, I always refer back to that humility in my everyday affairs with her. And that's for as long as we're married, that stayed with her all through. So that even when we're in the lows of lows, she was humble. And even when we're not in the highest of highs yet, but we're good, we're working towards going to the highest of highs. So she will still be humble. And she will always remember her background. So for me, it was a very big call for me.
Sorry, but what you said reminds me a lot about how, in the Bible, it talks about standards, right? The man is the head of the home, and then there's the wife who's the neck, and then you know what I mean, right? So if I get you correctly, you're talking about you being a man, a figure in the house, and you need a woman who's like humble, who listens to you, right? Who can understand what you stand for.
Yeah.
And then you guys can, permeate, you guys can relate with each other and then build a beautiful family.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Faustin, what do you have to say?
But what do men want is a very ambiguous question. But like Keston went into trying to break it down at the end towards what he actually wants. I think what men want, a lot of women don't want to be what men want.
You
And
think, word.
and if you, I might be wrong. This is my opinion, but I think, like Keston said, there's one thing I pointed out from what he said. Most men want what will last forever. The way most men are very lazy to look for their shoelace, like I don't know where my passports are, my IDs, I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I trust the woman I married, that's her strength. And that's the way some men are lazy to go through divorce process. If the woman they have is ready to stay forever.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to my own definition or understanding about what men want, I think that you can never generalize everything. You understand? But there is a standard or there's something that men really don't just want it, but all men needs it. So, and one amongst every of these is respect. Kirsten defined it as honor. But there is a charisma that, or there's a natural ego in most men, 97% I would say, that makes them or reminds them that if we get respect, that means we are properly treated. Respect is what makes you feel comfortable when you come back to your house after work. For the fact that your wife doesn't shout or your girlfriend does not scream at you when you come back, maybe because you forgot to take out the bin. But you come back and be like, okay, babe, welcome. Oh, how was your day? All right. Then after about half an hour later, babe, you've totally forgot to help me take out the bin. That's because she respects you. You get me? Now, that respect it has branches. One of the branches is manner of approach, which I just talked about right now. And another part of respect you can talk about is tone, like the way you speak to a man. Then, lastly, is loyalty. Respect is loyalty. It is when you respect this man, his ability, you can stay loyal to him. You're not going to cheat. You're not going to go into, oh, I make money now. I'm going to disrespect him. I don't care what he feels, how he feels, or what he thinks. So the first thing I know, or the major thing I know that a man needs, every man needs, is respect. You can define it in different ways. Like I said, Kirsten defined his as honor, it's respect. Then when you leave that need, you go into the broad question which you ask, which is what men want. You see, you now start getting things like, okay, I do like my wife light skinned. Oh, I do like my wife a little bit busty. I do like her curvy. I do like her tall. I do like her maybe from a decent background. I like her a little bit, a touch of like they say, a touch of beyond Rihanna and a touch of Choma Jesus. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
like her to come from the head. All those ones will start coming in. But if you have a touch of Choma Jesus and Rihanna, and you have a good person from a good background, and you have a responsible wife that doesn't cheat on you, you have a beautiful curvy wife like you want, all your specifications, right? And that wife does not respect you. The way all those specifications I just mentioned will make her look like a robot. Like she will look so ugly that you would not want to live in the roof with her. That's why even those that believe in God, the Bible said it's better to live on the roof, think something like that, than to live with a nagging wife.
My Lord.
A nagging wife is a disrespectful wife. That's the meaning of a nagging wife. When you don't want him to rest, you don't want to talk politely, you don't want to take it easy. So that's why I don't want to sound too long, but I'm cutting it off from want and need. A want is too big. There are a lot of things men want. There's a lot of things I want that Kirsten doesn't want. A lot of things I want my siblings doesn't want, but they're men. So, but what I know I need, Kirsten needs, my sibling needs. I'm not saying a woman doesn't need it. The way our biology is formed, men need respect more as much as women need love more. That's why I think in that context.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I buy into what Fatima said. The idea is true. Want is a big filter, is it not?
Yeah.
Want is a big filter. I think need is
Yes.
smaller, is it not? Yeah. Need is smaller in every context. So what men want actually in the VCS is true. It's a broad line. It's a broad line. Every man that actually needs respect and humility. If you talk about the want, we always tell you I had a spec in my wife. I had a spec when I was picking girlfriends, you know. But even before you get married to people, to your wife, you've had girlfriend and you've had something to make, and the girlfriend definitely will not be every girlfriend will respect you. It's not. There was some
Yeah,
people you
you
met
wouldn't care
because
if you don't get
yeah,
that.
there's some people
Yes.
you met because you're attracted to dark ladies. Actually, that's the attraction for you. So that's what you want. But what you really need in the context of a woman will now be streamlined into that smaller filter, which is
Yeah. You know what I love that you guys have talked about? Like, for example, first thing, you've highlighted some key points, right? So I'm going to try and be picking all those things one after the other, and we're going to be discussing them. So one of them that got to me or struck me is respect. Sorry, I'm going to come from my own point of view, experience, right? This is what the Unravel Closet is about. I think that respect is overrated, or maybe women do not understand what you guys mean by respect. I understand your own explanation of respect, right? This is where, you come in. So manner of approach, you talked about tone. I understand 100%. But one thing I think we women can never understand is, especially in Africa, what respect has been transformed to look like. All right? Respect, right? They say is what? Reciprocal. So, for example, right? You come into the house. Before you came in, right? I'm going to paint a scenario. I had kids. You left us at home. You went to work, all right? And then you came back. You have no idea what's been going on in that house. If, for example, I have 2 to 3 kids, it means that I must have been stressed, right? During the day. If you walk into the door and I say, hey, babe, you okay? Fine. But, babe, you forgot to take out the trash. It could be 2 things. Could be, first of all, my nagging spirit. Yes, tick that box. But it could also be that I'm stress load from the day and then I'm coming there to do it. Is this a basis? Do you think, right? Say, for example, if it doesn't happen every time, is this a basis to say this person is disrespecting you? Or are we looking at stronger forms of disrespect? Insults, right? Abuses, not doing the right things, right? I feel like, to me, right, because me, I have a loud tone, dude. So when you talked about tone, I felt like you were calling my name to it. But this is mean, right? This is just Lucy among 600, 1 million dozens of women. I feel like respect, or if I've spoken to some women that I know, respect is really, 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 really blown beyond proportion, blown beyond the things that we, yes, women understand as respect. So I wanted to throw more light on respect, because if you come through the door and then my stress load is giving me some pack of nagging spirit, I'm sorry, it is excusable. Don't you think so?
Okay. To quickly jump in, right? This playlist is, we need to have the ability to be direct and say the fact the way it is. I think that's one of the reasons why I'll have to come and speak to the microphone. Lucy, I'll give you 2 examples, and I'll make you. Before I give you the examples, let me tell you something about something I've learned over the years. A lot of people, right, get into marriage or relationship without getting emotionally mature to the level that you could cope with a woman or a man. Now, I don't expect everybody that gets into relationship or want to get into marriage to be emotionally 100% mature. It's never going to happen. That is the reason why marriages break down on the way. That's the reason why that our beautiful spouse who have lived with 12, 13, 40, 35 years will still argue, will still get reasons to be upset with them. That emotional maturity is why sometimes you get upset at the decision you yourself make. So why don't you expect that you're going to get it not always the same? Get it right with your spouse, your partner, your husband, your wife. Now, this is what I mean by emotional maturity. Over the years, for me, I've been trying to make research on how you need to keep stable emotionally. Now, mentally, I'm stable, right? If I'm not crazy, I'm not insane. I'm mentally stable, and I know my wife is mentally stable, but our mental level is different. All the girls I've had, the time I was still dating before I got married, I know that all of them, they were mentally stable, but we're not in the same wavelength of mental stability. So emotional stability and mental stability are almost the same. Now, emotions is not just would I say sexual relationship or whatnot. No, emotions goes to how you feel that makes you want to cry, how you feel that makes you want to laugh, how you feel that makes you want to hug someone, want to kiss someone, want to watch movie, want to do things, right? Now, when I said I've been trying to make a research on how to keep stability, and I understand that people always want to mix this gender. I'm not talking about gender, don't get me wrong. I don't have a conversation about gender, but I'm just trying to put it in context, right? They try to mix it with this, oh, men and women are the same, they can do everything the same way, how a man should be treated 100% the way a man should. I don't think it's right. That's not right.
Are
The
you talking
reason they
about feminism? Sorry to cut
no,
you. Like how women.
that's why I was just trying to cut out so it doesn't look as if I'm talking about feminism. What I'm talking about is a woman goes through almost 3 cycles in a month that I remember. It goes through ovulation, menstruation, and what's the other one? Hormonal imbalance.
Hormonal
Generally,
changes, yeah.
yeah. So, but a man doesn't go through that phase. A biological male doesn't go through that phase. So, when you talk about respect, running back down into our context, right? I come back from work. I am so upset. I got stuck in traffic. I couldn't get the snack or something I wanted to get from the shop. Rather, before I got back, you've already asked me, babe, can you drop by the shop and get me this crisp for the baby? Okay. I was not just in the mood. Maybe football is about to play at that time or something is happening. I really don't want to get that, but I sluggishly went to buy that. And I'm on my way home and I get back home. I'm starving. I told you I have not eaten. Maybe I didn't eat lunch or I didn't like the lunch I ate or something. And I get home. And you're just in that mood. When I mean in that mood, you're passing through a particular phase. And I come back and the way you talk to me is going to make me react. No matter how you see it. That's that emotional and what's it called? Emotional stability That's that thing that
Intelligence,
comes in.
yes.
That
Yeah.
friction, that miscommunication, it's natural. You can't change it. You can't solve it. Now, but that respect, you said something, you almost answered your question. You said, or do you mean extreme respect? Disrespect, like abuses, name calling, stuff like that. Every rational man knows that a woman can, your wife or your girlfriend can send you to go and buy nappy when you're already at home. Oh, babe, I just remember we need nappy. Please help. Go buy it. Go buy it. And if you say, why would I go and buy it? She will tell you, I've been at home trying to babysit the kids. I've been trying to clean, cook, and stuff. She will give you 44 reasons why you need to go back. It's not convenient for you. She doesn't care because she has been going through her own inconveniences. You get me, right? But what makes a man or what makes a man able to create a balance, not just a man, but a man that understands what respect is and what emotional standard is, should know that she's doing this not because she disrespects me, not because she wants to use me as a toy, or not because she wants me to run around, but because she feels like I'm the only person that can do it at this time, and that thing needs to be done. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a saint. I'll get upset. Like I said, Chelsea's playing in the next minute. She knows I have to be home. I'm starving. Stuff like everything is just happening at once. And now she comes up with, we need nappies at home, or we need napkins. We need something at home. I need to go back, and I'll go and buy it.
Yeah.
When I now come back home, and she'll be like, babe, you didn't take out the trash. I'm gonna get upset. But the truth is that trash I did not take out has offended her.
Yeah.
But the one that will knock me off, that I will feel disrespected, is when she goes on such a stupid attitude. I'd never expected you to be that lousy. You see, we've left an echelon. We're going higher.
Insults, yeah.
Yeah,
Insults,
you've now started calling me my action stupid and every other thing. My manly ego will come in.
Ego, yeah.
And it is defined. What I mean, this biology is defined so well that we think it's not. If you want to get your child upset, what do? You take out their toys, right? Take out their tablets or anything.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
That's what you do. Remember while we were younger, we grew up in Africa, when our parents want to get us punished, maybe deprive us from going out, give us extra chores to do, even though we've done it before. That is, they know that thing is our pleasure. That thing is where we find fun. So they go to the thing that hurts us to take it away. That means they know. And when you want to hurt your parents in return, what do? You maybe clean the kitchen haphazardly, break plates. You're causing them damage, financial damage, right? We all had this part in our growing up. You make them feel the pain, and you can't make your father feel the pain by just grabbing a stool and trying to slap him. You know your hand will not hurt him, right? And apart from that, you know before you even try to slap him, he will pull you down. You don't go for impossible thing, or maybe as a child of 2 years, you go 5 years old, you go and sell your father's land. Nobody's going to buy it. Nobody, you don't even know where the land is. You know what I mean? So you do things that could hurt your fat parents in return. So when a respect disappears, or when that extreme disrespect comes in relationships, is when you come back. Your wife knows that thing. Your partner knows that thing that hurts you most. He would take it away from you. And that's why you feel very hot when that thing is taken away. And when you come back, she starts swearing at you. She purposely wants to disrespect you. That's why she goes extra. And when she goes that extra and start throwing those tantrums, you automatically, naturally get pissed off. And for the other woman in return, you know what makes your wife very sad? That's those lovey-dovey, attention, attraction, assistance in the kitchen and stuff like that. You stop showing her love. She might be in the room trying to change up. You guys have been married for 4-5 years and you just walk out. She starts noticing that she's becoming less attracted to you, less desired. You're hurting her. So you start taking her own things away, and she starts taking your own things away. That's when you get pains. in marriage. I'll just allow you guys to react, but in a nutshell, respect and disrespect is don't take it extra. My wife, your husband, everybody, there's disrespect in marriage every day. We live with
Well,
disrespect.
well, thank you. One thing I got from you, Faustin, is the fact that scenarios really, really matters in defining what disrespect or respect is. Like, I think it's based on how a day played out before you can actually conclusively say that somebody's disrespecting you. All right, it could be emotional changes, it could be anything.
Yes,
But like you
one.
also highlighted, there are boundaries to these things and there are excessive disrespect, which has no form of excuse at all. So I get it. Keston,
Yeah.
we have brought the ball back to you. So respect, right? As Faustina said, right? There are levels to these things, and it is shaped by scenarios, right? How each day. So how do you know when it's a truckload of disrespect, and you know that at this point it's not just emotions anymore, right? It's yeah.
Um. Just to go through a little back to what the scenario you gave of the husband coming back and the wife asking about the trash. I think, like earlier said, that is, I call it that. That's a normal everyday emotional
Emotional roller
place.
coaster.
Yeah, in marriage. I think it is. Um. Um. See, respect is for me. What I feel respect is, like for similar said, is my wife knows things I love. She knows not just love in terms of physical love. She knows where for instance, let me give you a scenario. My wife knows I'm a gamer in my personal life. My wife knows I play video game. And my wife knows that she almost says video game competes with her in bedroom. So she knows that if my wife wants to, she knows what she has to do to
To
even not play video game.
disrespect
And if
you
she does
highly
it, she knows that will.
by
Do you get?
smashing your PS5.
Yeah, she knows I will. And now, just like Austin said, that about let me give you the last one, where he said your wife is getting dressed. I think I play that part a lot. When I get disrespected, and I feel I have, I do that part a lot. Why I don't want to give her the she.
So payback.
Yeah, payback thing. So, but let me be particular about it. Disrespect in marriage, from a woman to a man comes in situations where it's easy for a man to get off the marriage flare with disrespect, and most women know it. Most women know it. It's just a part to say. Best thing to say is that when when a woman is trying to disrespect a man, definitely the man himself tries his best to hold it. He tries his best to hold that marriage. I give you that scenario you said the man is coming back from outside and the man is. For me, if I were in that show, I would just, my next response would be, I could do this some other time. No matter what disrespect is. And that is why one person said emotional intelligence,
Stress and stuff, yeah.
emotional maturity. Most times in marriage, both partners have to make sure that whatever disrespect is, marriage is a union that has to have emotional maturity. And maturity is what would make them give that line to say this is where disrespect gets to. And this is where it stops. This is where it starts and this is where it stops. And when it's going overboard, one of them has to come back and bring back that's
Has to bring to kind of bring
Yeah.
both people back to
Create
sanity,
a
right?
balance,
Out of
yes.
those emotions. Right, good, right? I love this whole part of the good, the good things you're looking out for in women, but we're going to leave that kind of same area. We're talking about humility, love, patience, and all of that good, those good stuff, those inner characters, right? But I want to ask you guys a question, okay? Is it because no. There's got to be more, right? Because we ladies these days we're doing more, guys. With all this body enhancement, I'll be honest with you, Faustine. I almost thought about, doing my bum, getting a big ass. I was always skinny in school. I was tiny. Each time I'm coming out of my hostel, right, I had this confidence problem. It's just being honest, right? And then I'll come out, I'm like, what is this flat ass? I want to bulk up, So I've had that kind of, the kind of, what's it called? Idea in my head back then in school until now that I feel more confident. And now I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't go through that, that thing. But as women, right, we're not even looking at these things you guys are looking at. We're not looking at the inner kind of thing because we understand that men eat by what they see. That's how we know it, except we're wrong. Men eat by what they see. So that's why we go through the stress of trying to have a flat tummy. This is no dissing to people who are doing body enhancements, to people who feel like it's helping their self-confidence. Kudos to you. We love your transformation. We love your body. But I'm talking about the other 10% of people who do this because of how they want men to feel around them. Some people just want men to turn their head when they have a big bum, they have boobs. Want to make our hair. Some people spend millions on wigs, right? So we understand the humility part. We understand the characteristics that comes within, but we want to talk about these outer features, right? Are you guys really into this asses?
Do you want the whoever closer the whoever closer? Do you want the untold truth? Let me give you the untold truth.
What's the untold truth?
No, let me give you the untold truth.
Yeah. Guys, get ready. Untold truth.
Marriage.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you the untold truth now. If I see 5 ladies, beautiful girls, my respect is for dark ladies. I have dark ladies affection. Now, if I see 5 beautiful dark ladies, if the minute I see them and I'm turning back, the first thing that comes to my mind is sex. It's the bed. Let me explain.
That's true.
If the first thing I see when I turn my back,
Yeah.
like the thing that draws me and I look at you twice, and the next thing I'm picturing is, wow, this lady will be nice with her ass on my bed. It is not going. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
As when I was not married, it was never going to end the marriage. It was never. Even if I had brought you home and you came and cooked the best pursuit for me in that house, with that thing I saw for the first impression, I wouldn't have ended the marriage. Because I always know, and I always knew, even when I had those times, that sex was not my first thing in marriage. I never put sex in front. It was an aftermath. And that is why I will tell you first thing. The first day I saw God bless her, my wife now. The first day I saw her, it was never on my bed. I never pictured what I pictured her was, how would this girl be with my kids? What would she do? The way I saw her, the humility I saw, is this what the kind of woman I want to stand by to raise my kids with? So it was my personal philosophy, like for said, it's this whole stuff will bring the cameras close to everybody. It's a personal opinion. But like I say, it's my untold truth. My untold truth has always been that when I was single was, if I look at you, because I was even in a situation where I worked with a lot of ladies. If I look at you and you first thing I'm talking about was sex on my bed, and there are a lot of it. Let me just tell you the truth. A lot of men that look back at your big bone, they're not looking at marriage, they're not looking at wife. There's nothing wife in it. They look at your boobs, they look at it's all about your bed. I'm not saying it cannot end up marriage, not on my point. I'm saying for me, I never thought about it that if I look at you twice and I'm taking my bed and I'm going to marry you. What I always thought was that bed was awful and we'll go for it. Like I said, that's my untold truth. But after that, it was different.
Thanks, guys. I like that truth. Faustine, over to you, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to speak so much about what he said because there's a part of it that it was just like he was saying what I have in mind. I think it's a natural phenomenon where men, sex comes first, then before the other part. But women, A lot comes first in their head, and what I think is body. Let me just say, but what do men want in physique? Curves, body enhancements, stuff like that. I don't have any problems with that. Like for me, I've always had a thing for dark women. Fortunately, I married a light-skinned woman, and
A round
it's
peg in a square hole.
it's how I got married. If I would share my experience, it's just like I've been around my wife for about 15 years, 12 years, 12, 13 years thereabout. But I was not seeing my wife. I was just seeing a friend. You understand? I was not even far away from sex and all those ones, but it happened, and I realized, like, okay, yes, I've just been around. I've been around her. So for body, how you will look like, majority of the men are not really interested. That's for those that want to marry. They are really not interested in how you look like so much. Yeah, but don't just look scary. That's one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
The For women, I think that a huge percentage of women don't go for body enhancement for men purpose. A huge percentage of women are usually are more insatiable than men. You understand?
True
That's
that.
why, yes, women get. Sometimes my wife will be like, "This hair, I'm not going to wear it again." Oh boy, I see that fine. That hair is so still very fine. I'm not going to. Why do you not wear? Why don't you want to wear it?
Yeah,
I've
with their
wanted to take
endless
photo.
wardrobe.
I've
With their
wanted to
endless
take photo
wardrobe.
in this position. I don't want to wear it again. So women likes to be validated all the time. So it affects almost every part of them. They'll be like, oh, like, let me tell you one thing that will hurt a woman. You used to be busty and you've got curves, but you go through a process. It's not giving birth, something, maybe a surgery, and the surgery goes wrong, and you become slimmer in the ass, and you get bustier in your stomach. Like, and that would not pain them so much until what they hear somebody say, ha, that girl used to be very fine. Shh, you've killed that woman. Don't even say it to her hearing. Something as little as that can make a woman commit something difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they want to be validated too much, and it's not their fault. It's just their nature. So but that's why you want to look fancy, you want to look this, you want to look that. I don't support that. Not because I think it's not right, but I think that you are going to attract men that really don't want to keep you. I don't care if it's marriage or forever relationship, but you're going to attract more men. The more effort you put in trying to look extraordinary, the more effort, the more conviction you give in the hearts of people that see you, most men,
Mm.
that you are too expensive, that you are not their class, that you're doing something extra. That means something extra is funding your lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And that's why it's a little bit tricky, but I would say the very luxurious looking women finds it difficult to settle down. I'm talking from an African concept. It's not a general belief. A lot of people don't actually believe in this marriage thing. You know what I mean? But the more you look more expensive and luxurious, you are not going to attract more. But your purpose was to one of your purposes, I don't know, was to attract more. You know that anytime a guy sees a girl with a big butt, he's tend to want to turn, like Keston says. But you're doing it, and the guy is not is turning, but he's even scared to turn because he doesn't know if he turns and he
Yeah.
might just come back and what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you
So,
doing? Why are you
yeah.
profiling me? Stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I would advise ladies in general, men, we really think that everything that comes to our mind, as long as we're not ready to keep you, is sex. And before you can convince us to keep you, first of all, we should not have someone we are keeping already.
Hmm.
if
Wahala.
if you're quite
Wahala.
unlucky, to be that the person looking at you has already kept someone, it's very unfortunate for you. It's majorly, it's gonna be just majorly sex. You understand? So we are not so. But if you want to be kept or you want to stay with someone, turn down the too much unnecessary thing. Men, we don't see that. That's the truth. When we see that, we are seeing sex. That's why some men say sex is cheap.
Okay.
It's just that. It's just that fact.
Yeah, like what you said, right? You talked, before, sorry, that was me. I said men, we think that men, how's it called? Men are satisfied by what they see, right? Eat by what they see. For women, it's what they hear, which is why we have this validation problem. And we're insatiable because we want you to keep reminding us that we're beautiful. We want you to keep, whether you said it yesterday, 2 minutes ago, doesn't really matter to us. We just want those feedbacks. That's how we resonate. At this point, I like to see both of your wives because you be like, say, una so una no go market for nyash, una no go market for
Who tell you
breasts.
say my wife no gang ass? What do you
Wait,
mean?
no, like you tell me say na character now you go for, so that's fine.
let me give you another angle where you just talk now. You know that there was a philosophy I always had.
Yeah.
That philosophy, God bless my sister in law. I think she gave me that philosophy once when I was still single.
Yeah.
If you want to marry a queen
Mm.
and you look for a queen and you can't find one, possibly because you don't have the money to go to a palace and call a queen, look for the simple one you have. Use your personal doings, your personal ability to make her a queen, and then marry her. Now, what I mean by that is when you said your wife doesn't know, let me explain. If it's just like me, if you see my wife's picture when I married her and see her now, you will see that there's a big, massive difference. The difference is not because it's not like it's conscious, but it's something that I had in my mind that I knew she was going to give birth. I knew she was going to do it, but I kept my mind that this we spoke about a lot of times. This is what she knew I was. Even though I spoke about the attitude in those things, she knew what I would not go outside to look for. Do you get? So those things she became and tried doing to make sure she was in that nature, in that stature, was because she knew is what I wanted. Do you get? So more or less what I'm saying is that when you're talking about the national women are born skinny. No, not skinny. Some men are born without the figure 8 in you. Yeah. But they work it out someday. Yeah. They don't women work it out. They don't and let me tell you another part of me. It's my personal opinion now. See, if I know say person do boobs and nyash, I don't know if that person want marry you. To be frank with you. I don't that person. I don't that person they find. Oh,
Prince Charming.
You don't get. I think that person they find. No, I think that person they find. There's something the person is looking for, not really to stay in their house. That's my personal because
I have a contrary opinion to that.
Yeah, wait, Malcolm. If see, might tell you why I took him. Because I don't feel if I knew, I saw a lady and I knew she did artificial enlargement of breast or nyash for physical marriage. Because those things, you sustain them, don't you? You know, when people do nyash, they actually boss for a plane, you don't know. With breast. They live conscious life. I mean, you know, see, those people, those biologically enhanced stuff, they're not just as free as it is. They're not just as free as it is. There are some, for me, I feel there are some things around it. And if I be no safe to do that kind of thing, I don't go talk still. I don't go, if I don't think about that line, I don't know about many men, but I feel say, what me the thing when I see that kind of person, not be.
It's not marriage.
Yeah, it's about, it doesn't be a man.
So, Foster, you are going to say something contrary to that.
Yes. it's personal. Like I was saying, it's contrary. The opinion I have is not like, okay, let me not say contrary, but the fact is that you don't like anything artificial, but permanent artificial.
Wahala.
I don't like the only reason I
Odogu
don't
doings.
the only reason I don't have a tattoo is because tattoo is permanent. You grab. So that's what I think you don't like, because majority of the women, in fact, 98% of women uses artificial thing. But the difference is that the artificial lashes, contact lens or whatever that they put in their eyeballs, the wigs, the maybe some of them that have to push up their breasts with something
Bra.
a padded
Padded
bra.
brows, yes.
All those things are still artificial. But the makeup, the queen of artificial, but you don't mind them, right? Okay, you don't mind them, but the one that you mind is the one that will make them live conscious life, or the one that irritates you is the one that makes them feel like they go extra, like doing surgery to enhance your lips.
Biologically enhanced. That's what I
Yeah,
said. Yeah.
enhance your. So for me, that we are on the same table on that one. But
But
if
wait,
you
so hold on. Sorry, before this thought come off from my head for some wait. You said biological. Guys, they have something they call pumps now, guys. Right? Where they pump these things out. So they don't infuse any, no silicone, no surgery. Some people do
that's the
body
BBL now.
sculpting.
That's what most people do now.
Body sculpting.
The liposuction, it's not pumping. I'm not sure it's pumping something into your already existing flesh. It's just stretching your flesh. It's those that go for that extreme one that you have to take some fat out of their maybe stomach or and add somewhere. You know what I mean? But the truth is that I like women. Don't get me wrong. As much as I like decency, or probably because of my background, I like decency. And what actually drives me to keep you forever is not your butt or your the symbol, more of how much I think I can tolerate your excesses and how much I think you can tolerate my excesses. That's my point. So, but you, like my wife, I'm one of the reasons my wife has long straight hairs. She's fond of curly hairs. I want her to look like Kestin, you said when you met your wife and now there is a lot of difference. It's because most of those things she does them because she knows you like them. She dresses like that because she knows you like them. And some of them you even go extra way when you want to gift her some. You buy some of those things. I buy my wife hair. I say this is what I like, and when I buy it, I've known her to always like to pack her hair. You understand? Pack it at the
Wahala.
back. But I don't like it. I want it to fall. I want it to look, classy. That's the word. So this is me trying. I like her to wear lashes once in a while, make her nails once in a while, even though she doesn't want to do those things. But I like those things, but I am not crazy about them. So that's why I advise women: we are not crazy about them. The lashes, the butt, the breasts, the extra, whatever you're fixing, we are not really so crazy about them. What we are crazy about is how can we be kept and how can we keep you. How can we be honored? How can we be loved? How can we be respected? Simple.
Get my point too. Get my point. Don't get my point too. No.
Yeah.
So you don't misconstrue what he's saying, because I'm going to tell you what I'm saying now is going to tell you. Get my point. It is not that when we're single men, when we go club, we go for the one you get national. Don't teach them. Don't teach them. We go party, we go marry. You see, get bread. Go to the get. No, that is not the point too.
We can't use talk defend good character. Oh, this one get
Get
good
the
character.
point. The point is not that. Yeah, the point to be control.
Yeah.
The point is not that when we're single men, we know they like these people when they do. In fact, I like when they do nash well because well,
Odogu silencer.
because I can nash person. So I know even said that I don't want to be but then you get out.
Yeah.
But that was it has said. That's why I said when I see it, what I think about it is bad. So you are getting our attention. Those girls that do it, you get our attention. No worry. So we know the fancy am. And the fancy am. If you say no the fancy am, me the fancy am. You dey get our attention. But as when we started to take the decision to get into the home, to go home, yeah, that's how they say it. When we wanted to go home from the outside, we have to think about what I call not last forever in quote. What to stay. Those things are like you say, those things are normal physical. What will stay is the one you're not really physical about. Is what the respect is talking about. Those things are not physical. So that is the idea. That's what we're talking about in this whole.
Yeah, I get it, right? I love all the aspects you guys have talked about, but I just wanted to ask a question. Okay. I get what you guys are saying. I love the whole ideas we talked about. Well done for being honest. I want to ask, you said something first thing, right? You said, this is how you want your wife to look. Now, in as much as that statement, I kind of understand it, but I feel like a lot of people who hear it might think you're trying to create a figure out of what is not, right? My question is, does this go vice versa? Say, for example, do you see your wife and say, what are the things you like about me? Or, since you've known her for quite a while, do you understand that these are the things she loves you to do as well and you reciprocate? So it's more like both of you are trying to create standards for each other than, making it sound like it's one-sided.
Okay. I perfectly understand what you say. I'll be very brief. The question is, is it vice versa? Yes. And the way we want each other to look, yes. Most women are vocal, so they tend to tell you jokingly, seriously, or whatever. Whatever I advise men is never anything she says jokingly, don't take it for a joke. Anything she says seriously, take it more than seriously.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what I think. It's a philosophy, and I think I understand perfectly. So, and when I say I want my wife to look like that, I'm not trying to create what is not there. You understand? Sometimes she does it because she knows I like it, like Kirsten said. Yeah, but I try to still imbibe it in her that this is it more. Like it's just like me. Consciousness, yes. And I know that women likes to be validated. Women likes to be told, oh, the yesterday that you wore this gown, you look so smashing. Can I try this other one? And you go about buy her another one, similar gown, and say, we are going out tomorrow, or when we go for this holiday, or when we go for this place, you're going to wear this one, look like this. She does that for me, and I do that for her. So it's not like creating total person. Yes.
Yeah. That makes complete sense. All right. That makes total sense, right? So you guys have talked about your beautiful wives. Baba De Yon. You guys have talked about your beautiful wife. You guys have talked about what we think women want and all of that. So thank you very much. On a conclusive note, right? I'm just going to ask you a question because of your wives, right? We need to give them a bit of respect. What attracted you to your wife? What was the thing, that as soon as you saw her, you knew immediately, this is the thing that I've seen. This is my wife. I'm not going back.
First of all, I think I've always highlighted a little bit. I said I'm a dark lady person. I've always been a dark lady person.
So now when you say her skin, now you say you go marry her.
No, that's what I mean by it. The first attraction is she's a light skin, which is okay, she's fine. But she's a dark skin, she's fine. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's more to this. Can I know more to this? Can I get more to this? Can I know what's more to that? And then, like I said, secondly, why I met her was a one-off. Like, I've never met her before. I met her a one-off home party. And and then there was somebody to give me a background of what she was. And like I said, that background gave me the humble aspect I wanted to know about. And when I started dating her, actually, the humility I even thought I saw was less because I got to know how much humble her background was. Yeah, how much humble her background was. When I met my wife, I was I was just getting into the real bachelorhood, which is on my own. And I was getting into little finances. I was getting to myself. I'd left, so I was a bachelor for a time before I met her. I was not much into finance. I was not much getting much finance. But when I met her, I was actually getting finance. So I had enough to fend for her if I wanted to. But guess what? It never came to that aspect of shit making me fend for her.
Yeah.
I was almost pushing it on every time. And like I said, that humility gave me a lot of things to say. Yeah, if this one, if she's, what the Bible says, it, if she's grateful in little,
she will be. Yeah, she will abound in plenty. Yeah. So that was yes. Well done. Yeah. Faustine, over to you, please.
There are two basic things, right? Like I said earlier, she had been with me, but I didn't see. I did not notice. I like dark skinned people. Maybe probably because of her skin. That's why I didn't notice. Yeah. So by the time I noticed, it stopped being skin for me because skin was not priority anymore. Let me tell you a little bit of why I like dark skin. I don't like proud people. It's my biggest turn off. I have a friend or somebody that would have been a friend, Kay would know. But the only reason why I've had dislike for that person for the past 15 years is because of pride. We're not quarreling, we're not enemy, but it's a guy actually. But the pride that person has shown over the times we're younger, I just knew that I don't like this person. And I would not like proud people. Don't show me arrogance.
Yeah.
So I have a natural phenomenon about light-skinned women. I feel light-skinned women are proud and arrogant because they think most dark skin or some dark skin women want to tune their skin to be like them.
Disclaimer, personal opinion.
Yes.
Disclaimer, personal opinion.
Yeah, it's my personal opinion. I feel like some dark skinned women want to tune their skin to be like light skinned, right? So most light skinned women are now proud and arrogant that their skin is the best. You understand? So all those things, that's just what has been playing in my head, and I'll be like, and the truth is that I've always had something to do with both dark skin or light skin growing up. But I mean, it's just a woman for me until I met my wife. And one thing, let me just make it brief. She showed me loyalty even when we were not dating. I saw loyalty. When you mean loyalty, man, know what to be loyalty. They don't need to tell you what loyalty is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to break it so much. And secondly, there is a way you will love a king. You will love a king into submission.
Word.
My wife loved me into marriage. Let me put it like, she showed me this unreserved, untamed, undiluted, like
But
the
like we
type
go
of
post this your wife picture, bros.
somehow that love and respect.
Yeah, get it.
My wife show you shake your eye go clear. It's not about this thing. Everybody get package. You
Yes,
grab.
definitely.
But that one, now wait till I first pick. I say this one, nah, we go day here. As long as you're ready to day here with me, I day here.
Nice one. That's beautiful. Well, so I'm just gonna wrap this session because it's getting longer. My casting is already yawning, right? So this question is what I left it for last. Please let's try and be brief, right? We're running out of time. But I left this question for last because I really want to ask it. So is it true, right, that you men stash women? You know, you go meet this one, keep her for checklist, put this one for checklist. So as when I define wife, when I get 16 checklist, then at the end of the day, when I come pick one, well, I don't finally say, okay, oh, among the 16 girls where I get like this, you know, among the 16 girls, this is the one that is better in character because I've seen all this other one. Is it true?
It's not. You want to go first?
Let me go first quickly. it's not nice to put women in a checklist. It's not a nice thing to do, but I think a lot of us do it indirectly, unconsciously. Yes. Before I got married, I had 2 girlfriends. I have to be frank. I had 2 girlfriends, and my wife was not part of those 2 girlfriends.
Wow.
So I loved one to an extent I would have loved to marry her, but something turned off. Something happened, and I pulled her out of the game because I have a little bit of advantage from the African concept. I will have to be the one to ask you. So I pulled her out from the game. Then the second one that was like, when a goalkeeper is playing, you have a reserve goalkeeper. When this one gets injured, this one comes to play. Right? So I indirectly had that unnecessary checklist. But for me, I think it's not nice. I'm not encouraging people to do that. So, and that second one was like, oh, something is not right. I'm not going to do this one again. Then I just went on, boom. I went from the first goalkeeper or the first person to someone that was not part of the team, and the person just came. So if your question is, do we keep people in? Do we have checklist of trying to stop having loads of women? A lot of men does.
Subconsciously, yeah.
Yes, a lot of men does. Some men do it purposely. They have like 3 to 5 girlfriends. They do it. They want to see the one that suits maybe their mother or their family or from a better background or academics or financial level. They do it. So it's a normal thing. But some don't still do it. They just have this girlfriend they have been with for years, and boom, straight away to marry. They've not had time to dance around stuff like that.
Nice one.
On the lighter note, let me just find do right there. Do you know that this thing I talk about now? So we can say let's go to the, let me I cannot avoid talking about Nigeria. Yeah, the know that currently what's going on in Nigeria is this thing, but it's not in the way it's even worse now. Guys like having like 10 women and they go to get list from different women, list from the village to say which one cheaper.
I go check down in the one way cheaper.
It's going on. It's not a joke. It's what's going on right now. But that was later not. But let me be realistic. Now what I want to say was this. It is not a direct stuff to say. It's a checklist. Like he said.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's conscious. Some people do it consciously, but I'm sure more percentage of men don't do it consciously. Let me explain. Man is naturally, what can I tell you? Man is naturally promiscuous. That is what's my one man with one wife, 2 men, what do you call it?
Promiscuity,
men's the word I always prefer is
what's one my wife as well?
Polygamy.
Polygamous, yeah.
Polygamous, I don't know. That's what I was talking about. Now, men is naturally polygamous. Now,
hey, that's the topic for another day. Not all men are polygamous. Which one is men is polygamous?
Men are mostly. That's what I said. Not all men.
Okay.
Men are mostly. I don't use the word all again. Stop using all. Now, but what I mean by that is, if a man, unless in rare cases, most few men that have this fear of dating a lot of women, or fear of talking to a lot of women.
Yeah.
And that's why a rare case of a man meets a woman and that's his little girlfriend and gets some. Yeah. A lot of men, if you don't have low self-esteem, want to have more than one girlfriend. It's a natural trend for man, because he knows that some of them is having sexual idea with for them and they will not agree. And no man likes being turned. Everyone, woman likes being turned down. Yes. And so when he gets turned down for this, he doesn't want to just fall into heartbreak. He wants something else to, like I said, a keeper to come in and do this kind of shit. That's what a man, every active young man wants to do. Now, so because of that, even in terms of marriage, so you have these people you've met at different times of your life, and everybody asks you have a girlfriend. No, you don't. No man doesn't have a girlfriend, but there are people there on his contact which he talks to once in a while about it. Yeah. So the idea is he might have one particular one. He has said, this is the one I think I can gear towards living life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, no one wants to be turned up. But it could also happen that that one is not having that trust towards him. About marriage, you know. So, but no one wants to fall into heartbreak. So he has them in play now like that. And it's coming towards this one. This one is not giving him the
vibe he's expecting. Yeah.
And it's going to change off. So it's not actually a conscious list of him picking this one. But in some rare cases, it's more or less they've all given him green light. 4 of them are giving green light. They now want to pick one. Those are rare cases, but it happens. But like I said, it's not a conscious. It's on.
It's unconscious.
Yeah,
It's subconscious. Yeah.
It just happens.
To be honest, to conclude this whole stuff, is the truth is, you see this thing you guys talk about, it's not just you. We men do it subconsciously as well. All right. Some women put stash, right? They put stash. When I was a bit younger, I did it because you're like you like you said, you're trying to protect your circle. You don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to be heartbroken when somebody turns you down. So what do? You subconsciously, when you go out, somebody said, "Do you have a boyfriend?" You say no. Sharp. You know, it's out there. You didn't, it's not deliberate. And when you go home, you're like, oh, I just did that. But guess what? You just had another boyfriend to the list. And before you know it, but we women, we also know that, forget to, in all of these 10, 2, 3, 4, 1, we know the one we wear our heart today. But that's why you see, say, if you break up with woman today, next month you don't marry. It's still vice versa.
Yeah.
You might ask, where did this person come out from? Because this list, we all create kind of a subconscious list. I know better than I thank God, but keeping the list. Thank you so much, guys, for this robust, I feel enlightened. I think I know what men want in kind of a way. So thank you so much for staying from Scotland. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming online. We enjoyed you. We loved your honesty and would love to see more of you again. All right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Kerstin. Yeah, no worries. Kerstin, thank you so much for coming on board. We hope to see you again some other time. Thank you for being honest on this show.
Cheers.
Right. I just need 2 of you to say, this is the Unraveled Closet. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
This is the Unraveled Closet.
Thank you so much. So, guys, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. What do men want? Right? We've talked about character. We've talked about physique. I'm just going to let you know, let nobody put you under any unnecessary pressure. Be yourself. Love your body. Love your style. A man somewhere is being created or has been created for you. From all of us from the studio, thank you for listening. We love you. See you next time. Cheerio. Say Cheerios.
Cheerio.